Should you take the weight loss shot? I'm going to talk about what's important from a nutrition standpoint. Whether or not you should take the shot depends so much on what is going on with you. And let me explain what you definitely want to pay attention to before you make that decision. My name is Robin. I am a nutritionist and primarily focus on women over 40 so that we're building our body using food and nutrition and also mitigating symptoms and concerns related to hormonal mayhem. So about the weight loss shot, you got to look at the risk versus the reward. And I'm going to get into the must have, which you must know from a nutritional standpoint if you decide to take the weight loss shot, the Ozempic, the Wegovy at semaglutide, right? So if you do that, there's things you must know. But here's what I want to say as far as should you take the shot? It, what does my opinion matter, right? But you want to look at the risk versus the reward. So in some cases, there are individuals, which may be you, that if you look at, so there are potential side effects, but if you look at the side effects and you look at what you're up against by having the excess weight on you, what kind of health disparities can come by way of that, be it heart disease, diabetes, or what have you. So when you look at that and you say, okay, I'm struggling with my weight and I've been struggling with my weight, and this is a tool to help me then mitigate these other potential catastrophic events, right? So if you're looking at that saying, I need to drop the weight so that I can no longer be diabetic, so I could no longer have high blood pressure, so I could no longer deal with these ailments that come by way of high sugar, insulin resistance, and being overweight, right? So that is the issue. I would say you really want to work with a dietitian or nutritionist that specializes in nutrition for those who are taking these shots, because there are some serious nutrients that you want to make sure that you get, or this could all go haywire. I sincerely recommend if you do decide to get the shot, you want to have a expert supporting you as to what to eat while you're doing this. So let's talk about the side effects potentially. Not everybody gets the side effects, and the most common ones deal with digestion. So nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pains can come along with that. And then there are some other more severe side effects that can happen. And there's always pros and cons to everything. The other thing that is being discovered is that when you are, or when someone is taking the weight loss shots, it can lead to bone loss. So we're going to talk about that. It can lead to bone loss and also muscle loss, or a reduction in your muscle mass, which we need that to keep our metabolism going. Okay. So if the shot is negative against your bones and your muscles, what can you do about that? I'm going to tell you. So just stay close, that I will share with you. But whether you take the shot, you just really got to look at the pros and cons of, if you don't take it, what's going to happen? And if you do take it, what potential side effects? And also, this is real talk. If you are an emotional eater, if you have a food addiction, which might be your reality, no judgment, we all got something going on. Then if you are not using food for your comfort when you're getting the shot, it suppresses your appetite. So you're not necessarily eating to comfort yourself or pacify those feelings. So if you still have those feelings or that need for comfort, where's that going to go? So I'm a big proponent of having a therapist, talk therapy. Again, if you're dealing with something that you're eating to suppress it, but now when you're taking the shot, you're not able to do that anymore, then having a therapist perhaps may be useful, because I'm not sure, maybe a person would transfer that addiction to something else. I know that when people bypass gastric bypass, they're no longer able to eat. And so they take up something else that may not be as healthy. But just keep that into consideration. Let me get back in my lane, which is the nutrition side of it. I'll try to stay in my lane. And this is what you must know and must do. Now, when you're taking those shots, it's going to suppress your appetite so that you're not going to be able to eat or desire to eat as much. But you still have to eat the proper nutrients because it is the nutrients that feed your cells so that your body can behave, so you can build and repair, right? Because there's always things trying to get your immune system. And if you don't have the food, the fuel, the nutrients, then you are susceptible to who knows what. So it is imperative, first of all, to get adequate protein so that it combats the potential for the muscle loss and even with the bones. So let me come to the bones in a second. But with the protein, your question is, how much protein should I get? So I don't know you specifically. Maybe I do because you're in the community. But if I don't know you, I'm going to give you in general. If you shoot for 80 to 100 grams of protein a day, does that sound like a lot? I'm not sure. If you have a protein shake, that could be 21, 30 grams, somewhere in that range, if you do it right. Now, because you're not hungry as you used to be, you can't drink the whole thing right away. You may have to sip it slowly or sip it over a longer period of time, but you got to get the protein in. So that's one way. So I'm thinking about 3 sensible meals a day focused on protein, right? And again, you're not wanting to eat as much, but you still got to eat. So if you're eating those 3 meals, maybe you had a protein shake, you spread it out, you drink it slowly. And then let's say you had salmon and maybe you are vegan. So I'll make the next meal vegan friendly. Let's say you had 4 to 6 ounces of salmon. That will give you a good amount of protein. And you had some vegetables of some sort, because I don't know what you like. And then you had a half a cup of rice. You had your salmon, your vegetables, maybe you had broccoli, and you had a little bit of rice. That's going to give you some good nutrients, and that's going to give you protein. And then your last meal, we'll say you had a tofu stir fry with vegetables and some garbanzo pasta or something like that. If you have enough tofu is protein rich, it's vegan, vegetarian friendly. Just make sure when you're looking at it, how much protein you're getting. Throughout the day, I might have my water with Necessary Nutrition protein powder in it so that I'm just getting my protein needs. So with you, it's important. Even if you're not doing a shot, it's still important because as a woman over 40, we're losing muscle mass and we have to do something proactively with intention to keep that muscle mass. So protein is critical. It's also critical that you're getting enough fiber to help your digestive system behave because the weight loss shot is slowing down some of the things that are happening and you still need it to happen. So your fiber, and I'm not going to give you a full list of fiber right now, but we'll just say fiber. You need your fiber, you need your good fat, like your avocados, you need some nuts and seeds. You still got to eat for intention, for hormonal balance, for muscle mass, and all of those things, even though maybe you don't have the noise for the cookies and the ice cream and the chips and the things. You got to get in your nutrients so that your body can be well satisfied and get the nutrients so that you can be happy, basically. And it helps everything when you get what you need. And then with the bones, weight-bearing exercises is key for us as women over 40 for those bones and for stress and for everything else to keep us moving and grooving through this thing called life. So that's what I want you to know. The weight loss shot, that's your decision. I've seen people use it and it's been phenomenal for them. And then I've seen other people use it. It did not work out so well for them. It made them sick. And then I've seen others use it that it was for vanity. They didn't need it. They just wanted to lose some weight and fit into something. And If you like it, I love it, right? I am not here to judge. All I'm here to tell you is make sure you get enough protein in your body. Make sure you are doing weight bearing exercises and that you are being nice to people and praying and being grateful in this thing called life for all the things that are going right. Never mind what's not going right. Let's just be thankful for what is going right. And we're just going to wake up every day and do the best that we can in this life. And that's all I have to say about that. I put some resources in the description below. If you want to join me for a 7-day reset, it's a 7-day nutrition reset. It won't cost you a thing. Get in there and do it. And I am going to coach you through for 7 days how to reset your body, flood your body with all the goods that will help you and take out what does not serve you. And we do that for 7 days. All right. So that information is below. And I want to tell you, eat well, think well, and be well. This is Robin from Necessary Nutrition, and I'll talk to you soon.